evening, Facebook family and friends. This is Melanie Staples, your esthetician, cosmetologist, certified post-surgical therapist, and massage therapist, here on another episode of Spa Talk, presented to you by Waterfalls Salon and Massage and hosted by me. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spa Talk. I do apologize for starting a little bit late this evening. I typically am off on on Monday. See, I don't even know what day of the week it is. On Mondays, but I ended up with a late evening client, and sometimes they just need you when they need you, and you got to do what you got to do. So, with that being said, welcome everyone. It's always a pleasure to speak to you and to provide you with all the information that I possibly can. And even stuff that I don't know, I will make every effort to find it for you. Today, I have had so many facial clients and body clients, and even a few pedicures in there. And the common complaint that I get all the time in the winter is dry skin. So I know there's a lot of you out there that is coping with the same problem. It might be a little flaky spot right here. It might be dryness on your cheeks. It could be your feet are your feet anything looking like mine. They're like, whew, Lord, somebody do something with these things, and or just anywhere on your body. So let's kind of talk about why your skin is dry, and what that really looks like. So underneath a microscope, when you look at skin are kind of like, if you think about, kind of like fish scales. Not saying that your skin is like fish scales, but just how the skin layers, each of the cells layer on top of each other. It's kind of like fish scales. Dismiss. So as new skin forms, the old skin needs to get exfoliated off. And that, all of my skin clients, they hear me say this over and over again. If you can't do anything else, exfoliate your skin, your face, your body, and your feet, everywhere. But you don't use the same thing all over. So on your face, you want to use a very mild exfoliant. I am not a fan of things that foam and bubble and that, have different types of things that do extra stuff. So why do you need something that foams? Because that means there's another chemical in it that makes it foam. So I like doing things the old fashioned way and have just like a manual scrub. And that's what I use in the spa. I use Waterfalls Botanical, and I just use that, and I recommend that people use that scrub only on their face and décolleté up. So for those you can see, it's from about right here all the way up. And you want to get your neck, because that exfoliant is going to take off that top layer of dead skin. And then when you come back and you do a nice wash with that, then now you have really gotten the skin from here up in a place where it can be receptive to your moisturizer. So again, exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. Now, I'm not going to badmouth anybody's product, but I will tell you, and make a strong recommendation that if you can buy an exfoliant in a tub like this for $5, you don't want to use that on your face. Matter of fact, I wouldn't really want to use that on my body. You could probably use it on your feet. But outside of that, no, let's not do that. Our skin has to last us a lifetime. And we want to take as much care to be careful with our skin as we possibly can. So keep in mind, so again, when you exfoliate, you're taking off the top layer of dead skin. It also helps if you're a makeup wearer, to help get rid of makeup, and you're going to wash after that. So You can wash before, you can exfoliate, or you can wash after. So it's not necessarily a fine science where you have to do step one, step two, step three in every single thing. Sometimes you have to play with things to see what works best for you. Do this part in the shower, at the end of your shower, while your skin is super moist, and everything will be absorbed well. So now let's talk about from here down to your knees. All right. So I am also a fan of keeping it simple. I don't want to have anything complicated. I want this to be a relaxing moment, and I just don't want to have to deal with a whole lot of complicated products. Old school works best. So let me see if I have some scrub here. Oh, guess what? Do I have some in my product line? Let me see what's in the magic bag. So, surprise! Um, Again, this is Waterfalls Botanical right here. And this is my branded scrub. This is a limited edition though, so I don't have a lot of this back in, and I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to carry this because it is made to order from the company that I use, and to be perfectly honest, it's pretty expensive, even, but at the same note, it's very good. So this is a sugar scrub. I get the question a lot: do I use a sugar scrub or do I use a salt scrub? So let's think about this. I don't recommend a salt scrub for anything because what's that going to do? That's just going to dry your skin out some more. Even though it may have a lot of good properties in it, I still prefer to stick to a sugar scrub when I'm doing the body. So even when I'm doing a pedicure, I will use a good sugar scrub to do the legs and the feet, etc. But we'll get to the feet in just a minute. So a good scrub is like a lot of products. Less is more. You don't need a whole lot of extra stuff. And you can even make a sugar scrub yourself if you really want to keep it simple. So let me tell you how to do that. All you need is some raw sugar, or you could use grits. You could use oatmeal, but I always use raw sugar, and then you can use grapeseed oil. You can use castor oil. Okay, there we go, right here. There we are. You use some castor oil, and I always use cold press, and I always use organic. You can use avocado oil. I use this. So what I do with this is I put this in a spray bottle. So after I do my wash, I come back with the scrub, Waterfalls Botanical. I do the scrub, and then I pat dry. So you never rub dry, just pat dry. And then when you get out of the shower, while you're still damp, if you put the avocado oil in a spray bottle and then just mist your body, you got instant moisturizing. And avocado oil is very good for you. This is not the kind that you cook with. So make sure you are getting the right stuff. Although I'm not so sure if it would really hurt, but this is a little bit thinner. So like I said, I like the Simple Truth avocado oil. So now, what have we done? We've got our face good from here. We've exfoliated. We've come out. We've moisturized. We've used a really good moisturizer, not too heavy, just enough. Oh, how about that? Look at that. Clinical has a nice moisturizer. That's what I use. That's for your face. For the body, we're going to do a full body scrub. You can use this on your feet. Um, and a little bit goes a long way. You might want to use this with a stone, but from the ankles up, you can use that all over. And then again, once you get out, you just tap dry. And while you're still damp, If you still feel a little dry, you can just do a little body mist, rub it in, and you are super, super moisturized. All right, let's talk about the feet now, because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've seen some pedicures here recently, and I just went, "Ee." But that's why I'm here, to make it all better. After you do the soaking, the cleaning, the doing the nails, get everything all nice and tidy. The last two things I do is, again, exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. I exfoliate the cuticles, all the way up to the knee. I put some on top of, if I have to use a scrubby brush. I try not to have to use a cheese grater, but it happens sometimes. Or whatever I'm using, a stone to go ahead and get those feet done. So I take the exfoliant and put it on top of the stone, and then I go to work. And then I get in between the toes. And then I scrub all around the cuticles, all around the edges, get all those nice and soft. And that's after the pushback, and I've cleaned and trimmed off everything. So now everything is all nice and clean, exfoliated, I dry, and then at the end, what? Castor oil. So you can do this before you go to bed. I do a good deep massage. I use the castor oil to do it. And if you're at home and you're doing your own little self-care pedicure, get yourself some white socks. But they have to be 100% cotton. You don't want it polyester because they're going to make your feet sweat, and you don't want them to be tight. So after you get a good amount, your feet should be shiny. Put the socks on and then just go to bed. Again, they should be 100% cotton white socks. Um, don't get the polyester, and cotton white socks are kind of hard to find because everywhere you go, socks have some other polyester, stretch this, stretch that in it. No, we just want them plain. All right, so now we have done face, body, and feet. So what's left? Scalp. Dry scalp is a major problem, especially during this time of the year. And it's even more of a problem sometimes with all the hair things that we do. So whether you're wearing crochets or lace fronts or partial weaves or he's something else. I love that little dog. He get on my nerves, but I still love him. So recap one last time. Here are all the things that you need, and let me tell you, castor oil is too heavy for your face. It will clog up your pores, so you don't have to put that on your face. Uh, but you can put it on your body if if your elbows and stuff are really dry. Here's another little tip, for your cuticles in your lips: vitamin E. Just plain old vitamin E. Your body needs vitamin E anyway as a nutrient, and if you use it on your lips and your cuticles, on hands and feet, but more so on your fingers if you are a person that wears nails, and has the acrylics or dips or whatever. When you go to other salons, they do sometimes a very severe pushback because they're trying to expose so much bed. Technically, that's really not the best thing to do because you need that cuticle bed there to help protect the fingers from infection. But nonetheless, it happens, and that's just the way it is unless you tell them don't do that pushback. And then they cut all of that back. It looks nice, but what you'll find is they are continuously injuring the cuticle. So that's why the cuticle comes back sometimes dark or black or gets thick, because it's an injury on top of an injury on top of an injury. And so the body just keeps on healing itself. So one way to help try to make it a little bit better is to use vitamin E on a regular basis, like every day. Before you go to bed, before you go outside, coat those cuticles in vitamin E and do a nice little rub into, don't judge my fingernails, okay? Rub those cuticles really good in. And if your hands are super dry, you could do the same thing to your feet that you do to your feet, that you do to your hands. Definitely, definitely do exfoliation on your hands. And if you have some white gloves, you can get those. You can get those there 100% cotton, and you can kind of do like they used to do back in the 30s. You would, the stuff that they might have been using Vaseline in, but we have evolved from Vaseline. And so now you can just take, after you do your exfoliation, you can use the castor oil, do the same thing, or you could just put the vitamin E oil on your cuticles and put your little gloves on, and you can sleep in them, or you can just wear them around for a little while, and just feel extra. So with that being said, now you've got some really good tools to use. I sound like an answer. You have some really good tools to use with you. You've got avocado oil for your body. Avocado, can you see that? Avocado. You've got cold pressed castor oil. You've got marula oil for your hair, which you can call me about that because I've got some of that in stock. You've got your vitamin sugar scrub by Waterfalls Botanicals. I've got a little bit of that left, and you can get all of these products from off the Waterfalls website, or you can just call me or text me at the 804-644-4002 number, and I can make sure that you have some available for you. But like I said, I don't have a lot of this left. I think I have maybe about probably less than half a dozen of these left. This was a limited edition. I was just trying some new stuff, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Um, let's roll back to the face real quick because I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out beyond the exfoliation, beyond a good moisturizer. Another option, especially for our more mature skin, and this is mature skin, is hyaluronic acid. Now, I'll swear by this too. I tell my skin clients, I don't expect you to buy a whole line of anything, but if you have to put things in order and what makes sense to you, it is always the exfoliant first, and then the hyaluronic acid second, and then your actual, this is a collagen booster. So this is very, goes in really well. It doesn't sit on top of the skin and be real heavy. So that means when you go to clean at night, that it makes the cleaning process a lot easier. You're not having to scrub as much because you're not putting on, you have something that's technically making the skin more supple and making sure that the moisturizing components of this are getting into the skin better than like a Jergens or just some random lotion that you just put on your face. So I can't stress to people enough, read the ingredients. If there's a 20 ingredients in there, it's probably 12 ingredients more than what you need. That they have to put stabilizers in it and preservatives and this, that, because by law, a product that goes on the shelf for consumer has to have a 5-year lifespan. So imagine all the stuff that they have to put in it so that it doesn't degrade. So while I'm on that subject a little bit, there is nothing wrong with homemade products. And I tried that for a while too. That thing was a lot of work. And one thing that I have found that you should really be aware of and pay attention to is that because homemade products do not have stabilizers and preservatives in them, then their lifespan is not going to be anywhere close to 5 years. So, a lot. I'm not going to say most or all, but a lot. If you buy a homemade product from someone and you're planning on just hanging on to it for a while, I can probably tell you that that product in 30 days is not going to look or smell the same as it did when you first bought it. It may not be as fluffy. The texture of it may change just a little bit. It might feel a little gritty. And if it is in the summertime or wherever, and the temperature is changing around this product, then that product is going to change. So if you are going to use a homemade product, then make sure you are buying only a small amount of it, not a big giant jar of it, because the chances are pretty high that it's going to degrade fairly quickly over the course of time. And the only other thing about homemade products is that you need to really know the person that's making them and how they're making them. Are they sticking to a recipe? Is this stuff written down somewhere? So that you know every time you make that product, you get the same thing every time. But so, like, if you're using cocoa butter or shea butter. Shea butter is famous. Shea butter is full of impurities if you don't get the filtered cold press one, because it's coming from overseas and there's just no telling, where and how it's being harvested, how it's being boiled or cooked down, or if it's any of that, or what's getting in it and what's not. So if you are making a homemade product, like I said, make sure you get filtered shea butter that is cold pressed if possible. Cold press is the cleanest that you can get. To my knowledge, somebody can tell me if I'm off base there, but as far as I know, that is the way to go. I have some announcements. All right, so unless you got some more questions, then you can text me, call me, 804-644-4002. If you go on the website and do contact us, those emails come to me as well. So I will see those and I will try to answer every question that comes my way, one way or another. So now the fun part. Well, this was fun too. So I hope you got some good information out of here. Oh, here comes both of them now. The Waterfalls expansion is finally happening. Nash and I are very, very excited about this. I know the timing could probably have been better, but we're just going to breathe through this and we're going to do the best we can like we always do. So let me tell you what we did. So for those of you who have been to the Bon Air location, we came up the steps, we were on the left. And we had about 4 treatment rooms, 3.5, 4 treatment rooms. We were getting it done because we downsized when COVID came because we knew what was going to happen. So we went from a huge bill to kind of a smaller bill, something that we could manage in a worst case scenario. So now, we were supposed to take over the entire upstairs last year. Yeah, this has taken a whole year to get to this point where I can say on February 22nd, the new side will be open. So what does that mean for you guys? So Nasser is going to take the left side, the original side, and him and the guys, or he's looking for a massage therapist. So let me put that out there. He is definitely looking for a good, responsible, passion felt client therapist. He only needs one really good one, and they will have their own space, their own room, and however he wants to do it, that's, kind of sort of. That's what's going to happen on the left side. On the right side of it, which is the all girls side, kind of sort of, it is Waterfalls face and body. So on that side, I'll be doing the same work that I currently do. I'll still be doing massages. I'll still be doing post-surgical work over there, but we're just going to occupy that whole space, spread back out. So we'll go for from 3.5, 4 rooms to 7. It's exciting. I'm almost tired of shopping and decorating. Maybe. Maybe. I'm getting warm anyway. So I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I am looking for an esthetician. I'm looking for a good esthetician. I see you. That is just as passionate about providing healthy skin and good information and taking care of your clients from beginning to end. Someone that can wax, because I don't really like to wax that much, even though I've taught it. I'll do an underarm, I'll do some legs, I'll even do a bikini line. But if you know somebody out there that could do some Brazilian, we're in there. I'll have a room set up that basically I'm gonna try to make it so that all they have to do, like I've always done, is just show up on time and work. That's what you gotta do. Just show up and work and get your money, get your paper, and take care of these clients. Uh, so I One room is pretty good size, like I said, and that is for aesthetics. And then I've got a couple of smaller rooms which I'm looking to put a waxer or maybe even some IV hydration to bring that back in house and do that everything in house. So with that being said, you'll see some postings, some hiring information coming out. Don't forget Valentine's Day, okay? So Valentine's Day is when we did our first opening. So this is going to be 17 years, something like that. Yeah, I think it's like 17 years. I've lost track of how long we've been on this grind. And we just keep getting better and better. I'm proud to say that we're up to 215 five-star reviews. 5 stars. That's just on Google. So that's a lot of happy people that have chosen to give their reviews on Google. That's not counting what's in Facebook. That's not counting what's in Square. That's not counting, any other place where they can drop a comment. So it's more than that, but that's when you log in, that's what you see. So with all of that being said, I know that was a lot, that we are going to have an open house Saturday from 5 to 7, and I think that is the 22nd. So, bring a friend. It's important that you bring a friend. It's super, super important, without, getting on a soapbox here, is that you support the small business more so than ever right now. It's just that simple. We need you. Nasser and I need you. All the people that provide you good service, they need you. The coffee shop down, the mom and pop shop, they need you. So Starbucks, they ain't gonna never go out of business, okay? Because a $3 to $7 cup of coffee is ridiculous. So if you're gonna spend $3 to $7 for a cup of coffee, then spend it with a mom and pop shop that really needs your support. So it has been 30 minutes. Um, as always, I enjoyed, and I just had to jump on here because I was running behind. Didn't have time to set up all the little pretty stuff, but the facts are the facts. Dry skin is a problem. Um, Come on in, schedule your appointment for a nice for a hydration facial. I've got my new equipment because now I got rooms set up. I'm not gonna tell you, but I am really feeling the vibe on where the new place is going. We've got a kitchen now, and we're working with some other vendors to bring you more than just, oh, look at our pretty place. So I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to jump off here because I'm starving. Um, that it is my goal now not to just to have people in that are during this expansion I, that are just there for just a service that we provide. I am really, and Nasser and I are at a place where we have a lot more to offer and a lot more resources. We've cultivated some really good partnerships and friends along the way that we support each other. People that are like Terrence. Hey, Terrence, if you're out there. Um, for coaching, Sanjay for money, Lisa Fife, and her group for money. And we've got a couple of nurses that they too will all be at the open house. And they will be sharing their information. And they're trying to sell you anything, but they are just trying to open us up to being more community based and giving people more than just a massage or a rub or scrub or whatever the case may be. We really want to feed you mind, body, and spirit, and make sure your paper right. So bring a friend when you come. It's really important that during these next few years that we really, really, really get our ducks in a row. So with that being said, from Waterfall Salon and Massage, Spa Talk from Nasser and I, we always thank you from the bottom of our heart that if you have any questions, feedback can be your friend. You can always reach us at 804-644-4002. Like I said, you can text, call, go online, go to Facebook, believe me, all roads lead to me. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace and blessings always. We love you and take care. Bye bye.